Hello there, I am Gavin Simpson and this is my project for, where is it? Solicitors by Appears 2024, here, dates today, got 13 hours to post this. Okay, so let's get started. So, my project was an e-commerce site. Let me show that real quick. Here we go. So, this is a quick functionality with it. It's got a long way to go currently. I need to get the currency engine working and I need to make use of the sign on. Okay, so we sign in with that. Let's call this GDS3, my username. Okay, cool. So this is my project. It's a shopping e-commerce site. It's got a cool footer, got a cool nav bar, even on mobile mode. It works fine. So yeah, so I've gotten the PLP or PDP. I got one of them, the display page, probably PDP. No, LP, learn, okay. So I've gotten display page. More products come, more cards go. Click on one, you get the describe page. Here, we've got our unique ID, which is combined of the image, the price, and the title, no spaces. We've got a description, which converts the string into a HTML, and I'll show you a more prettier one later on. We've gotten tags, we've got our what's it called, should be called, not benefit, it might be benefit, yeah, benefit and detail and title. Yes, benefit, there's a detail, yes, cool. We've gotten our price and an image of our product. So now if we go add to basket, the basket changes. Will it too? Okay, anyway, go back. Okay, go back. Okay, add to basket. We've got one item in our basket now. We want to see what on earth did we buy for £100. We can go, this is not £100. We can come back to it. We also have a buy now feature which just locates. So we got a total price. I'm yet to configure the payment gateway. I'm thinking of later bringing the PayPal or Google Pay API to this so we can successfully do payments. But I do not want to do this in production because I don't know how to pay tax. Anyway, so yep, we got our basket, we've got our PLP. So now let's go into the techie. So, basket, how does this work? It's run with Redux. Redux stores all the IDs of each product inside the Redux store. So if we go into the code, so we got page, it's a Next.js framework with TypeScript, okay? So we've got index.js. Here's our big boy, okay. That function is for the database. We don't need to see that now. So basically, let's see what we got. We got a main class, we got our grid. This is our grid, the nice guy that makes every guy in line. Okay, if not it'll just be like flat everywhere. So we've got our cool grid, styles.grid. Not that grid, this grid. Not that grid either, okay. Basically, it's in styles here, right? We got our global.css, a root, we've got our backgrounds here, we've got our A tag stuff, we got a table, that's the basket you just saw. This cool table thing is from the basket. These are bootstrap buttons, and these cards, they're from MUI, Material UI. I got a cool border too. We've gotten a blur, if you haven't noticed. Without the blur, the whole thing would just be, you know, there would be no blur, right? It would just be clear like that. I've got a secondary blur for the basket. No, for the PDP, sorry. Yep. And I've overridden it with this. Okay. Anyway, so that's the styling. Also got a nav bar and a footer. Okay. And yes, so this is the table stuff. Nth child is a bit darker. Should be darker. I didn't see any dark. No, it's darker, good. and table stuff, cool. Home module of CSS. This is, I don't really use this much. Yeah, it's kind of something. Wait, the card stuff. Yeah, the card stuff are here. So as you can see here, so it's these cards. That's how we get it from here. This is what this, and the grid, obviously, the main part. And we've got a PLP module. In detail, everything here comes from here. Yep, cool. Even the blur. That, remember that overridden blur we just overridden? That's coming from there too. Anyway, okay. So we've gotten the styles done. What was I coming to? Yeah, we're going through index with HTML. Yes, so we've gotten we have a data that comes, right? So I import data from DB. It's an empty, so this here is mock data that I would have put. Right, I can show you mock data. It's a bit prettier with the HTML detail. Okay. This is the mock data. And this is what I mean by HTML. You get new headings, you can do whatever you want. So I'm going to show you how to do that in the database, passing it through the database. Okay. Anyway, I don't want mock data. I'm only a DB guy. Anyway, so yes, we've gotten data.products. So this is what the interface, the data type looks like. We get an item called products. Inside that we have an array of these. Not those, but many of those. In chunks, okay. So we have data products from map, we do a map, and we get our component PDP. PDP, here's our component. It takes in the props IPDP, which has an item, iProduct, same interface there, and we return a tag. That's why the whole thing is clickable. You can see on the bottom corner of the screen over there that it's going to go to that URL. So, yes, we have a simple slug generation engine, you could call it engine. So it goes to /products and we get the title and we just bunch it together. Yes. So cool shirt, 2-word title, becomes cool shirt like that. And I'll show you how the PLP derives that in a minute, okay? So we get props, boom, 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 boom. And we have a small tag thing. Since the tag's an array, tags is an array of strings. Yeah, so we just get props, we do another map, inside a map, we get the tag, we make a combined string, boom, 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 okay? So that's our tags. So that's pretty much index.html, no, index.tsx. Yep, and okay, let me show you what's in app. So app is where all the big boys are. It's the high level. So we got two major guys there, the GraphQL and Persistor. I'll come to that in a minute because I haven't told you anything about GraphQL. So let's go to the PLP. So we need the slug. Slug is nothing but basically if I go we got a slug at the root. Now that isn't good because we get very little freedom. But if we go /bob, anything here, you can get this and tell the guy what did I get, what was my slug, right? I don't know why it's called slug. Anyway, so we got our router, and basically how we derive the data is we search the big data here, in here. Now it's empty, I know, you might question how did I get the other thing. I'll explain in a minute, don't worry. So we got data, we do products, and we do a .find. We have an element, and we check if the element bunched together is equal to the slug, and then we get a big data object. Now if it's null, then we just, for example, if it's just, oops, something went wrong on our side, we just send a message like that, okay? And yeah, here it is. If data local blah, 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 so if it's there, then give that. If it's not, then go oops, something went wrong on our side. But that's for a different reason. Okay, so we start off with this. We go to 1% padding because it's quite ugly without that. How come I never have it on there? I should never. Okay, we got 1% padding. I don't know why that's a bit less, but it still looks good. I'm not gonna ask questions. Okay. Yeah, we got our styles.column, we got styles.right, data local.title. This we destruct it, idata, we get the title, and so on. We get everything. So this, it comes as a string format, right? So what we do, we run a parser. So some saint has created HTML React parser. I tried to React HTML parser, but it seems deprecated, but this guy worked. Okay, so yeah, 17 hours ago. I've been working on this non-stop now, literally. So we got parse. It basically takes the string, and if the string is like this with cool HTML, it'll just put that. If it's not, it'll just put it as a raw string. We've got again the tag system, and we've got a nice little left-right box thing. So here's the left. It holds all the price, currency. I have bad naming conditions, you know, because it's technically the right, but one thing, you know, I literally could do this. Take that out, and put that there, and it will just swap. Would it? No, it needs to be in here, isn't it? Yes. I could literally do that, but I feel like this didn't have that much of a good touch to it, as to the other one. So I'm gonna leave it like the other one. Yeah. Yeah, I feel this one has a bit better. It looks better. You get it, right? And yes, we get our unique ID. Now, where do I construct the ID? Ah, yes. So, it's in the initialize data function. But before, what I used to do was this. I used to loop through it before I publish it. I used to loop, this is mock data by the way, 2 days ago. I just fixed the real database data this morning, like half an hour before sending this. I had a big error with the records, so I was going nuts. So I just combine an ID, boom, 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 and then I just put the ID like that. So I got a title, price, and I'm image URL. It creates a good combo. Okay, cool. So that's that. Let's see a bit about the basket now. Slug copy. That's my work in development. You know, okay, it's a work in progress. I mean, it's not really. I'm not gonna do anything. I'm gonna delete it after this video. I might delete it now, but I don't know what error will come. Okay, we got basket. By the way, errors won't come from this. No, I don't know. Anyway. Basket. Here's our basket. So, we use app selector. That's Redux. So, let me show you a bit about Redux. So what Redux is, it's literally, it gets a small place in your browser and it stores data there. In this case, it stores this here. The good thing about it is, assume I have 2 items in my basket. Boom, I put everything. Oh no, am I gonna lose everything? No. Redux has a feature called persist store. Right? It stores everything as it was, which is really useful. For example, even if I like quit Chrome and reopen it, it will be there. I have this nice music, so I won't. Okay. And yeah, so basically, in the store, these are those are the database stuff. Okay. So we have here an index.ts. So these guys, this is the persist reducer, root reducer. So what are reducers? They're kind of like functions, you could call it. Yeah. So basically, I got all the persist config here. Storage is this guy here, right? And I have a reducer, auth reducer. So let's go to the reducer. Basically all the functions. So I have this here, the initial state. So assume I wanted to start everything with something, I'd put it here. You know, okay? And another one. I have, I have name auth, basically the name of the thing. Initial state, that's just parameters for this, and the reducers are the parameter, but here are the reducers. Basically all the functions. So when we call set or state, we do this. We take payload. Come on, move. We take payload, which is of this type. No, payload action, which has this type, iProductInfo, which has a string or is undefined. I put undefined because sometimes errors might happen, okay? And state or state or push, we push it to the or state array, which is an array. So here's the type, it's iProductInfo, lot of IDs, array of IDs, okay? So that's that. Add to basket. It's literally the same thing. This will just my initial. Basically, what I do is I create simple version and then I just go to my real version. This is a simple. Just is it authenticated or not? That was the thing. And remove from basket. Yes, this guy was the pain. Remove from basket. So we got state. We got an action. It takes a normal. And it takes an ID. And basically, I do a filter. Where it's like this, and I also did this. Why did I do that? Anyway, so the main idea is that it just filters, basically an array filter. If I comment this out, it should still work. Yes. Basically what I do is I yes. Yes. So basically, I filter out everything, I clear the initial array, and then I just push everything in final. That's how I did it, because this creates a copy, but the real guy isn't changed. So I just get rid of everyone, I clear everything out, and then I just do a push to it. Basically, I get everything in this guy, loop through it, and just push everything back into the array, okay? And I've removed last. This is kind of, well, sometimes what happens is it goes corrupt. So I created this kind of backup. If it goes /test, I have all the IDs here. I can just go. Again, log in, log out. That was the thing I was testing. It's kind of like a failsafe, this guy's. So yeah, I just pop it. And I export all the all state actions. And I export the reducer, which gets called here and over here. Cool. Yes, we have root reducer, which combine the reducers. Basically, I can have a million other all slicers, and I put them all below here, right? And I have a store. Basically, the store is getting used somewhere there. Okay, I have root state. I export these. Use app dispatch. Yep. So basically, these are functions of Redux, which get used later on here. Okay, so that's the Redux bit. Now let's go back to the basket, see how it gets used. So in baskets, we get use app selector function over there, isn't it? Right? And dispatch, use app dispatch, the one over there, isn't it? Yes. Dispatch means basically send the function. Send the, just run the function, run the reducer, yes. So again, I got the price calculated, right? Boom. This, I had to return something because somehow the button wasn't happy with just a void. Okay, so function price number, I just do this. I don't know why I couldn't just do it in a single line, but anyway, the basket dot length. If it's 0, I just enter your basket is currently empty, as so. And I also, you can add items to a basket and I'll show, okay. And if it's full, then I just put nothing, okay. So I have a table, and yes, oh my god, the T-body, Christ, the worst, T-body, T-head, oh my days, no. These guys caused me so much trouble. I didn't know it, and last time I used tables was in HTML era, right? And it was like, what on earth is going on? But some guy on Stack Overflow saved my life. And he said, use these, T head, T body. Okay. Anyway, and we got basket state dot map. We just do a map of the basket state. Every guy in here, right? Now remember, basket state only has the IDs, not the products. So we get the ID. We get the data, big data from the database, right? Data.products.find. We find an element which has a UUID which matches the item.id. So in this, do you know what type it is? Yes, it's that type we saw in the Redux guy. Okay? Basically, we just do, is there an element which has an ID which matches this? And all of that, basically that whole element, get me the image of it. And we do the same thing, get me the title. Yeah, basically, yeah, we also run the same weird algorithm here, which reduces everything with a backtick surrounding it. You know, because we need the slash products at the front. Okay. Something like this. It's a Doom or something. Wow. Anyway, so yes, we do benefit this boom boom boom, and this is how Bootstrap works. They give us a lot of classes which we use. Okay, this one. And we gotta remove here, yes. And the total price. Now wait, let me just fix this. Ah crap, I can't because it's not in the map. But one thing I could do, no, I need to set a global currency. With this, no, I can't put the, currency here. Currency gets sent all the way through the database. And we need a selector to say if we want dollar, pound, euro, rupee, whatever. Okay? Yeah. So this is the basket. Okay. What else is there? Okay, I think it's time to go into the database. So, one thing that we need to know is that it communicates via GraphQL. What is GraphQL? This fella. So we just have GraphQL. Oh my god, the calls. Be careful of that. Okay, GraphQL. It's an open source data query. It's an API. Basically, you know when you go to Postman, right? Right, and you just type a request. It sends you data and the rest. So there are a few other guys. Is it gRPC? I think it's gRPC. That's Google. Yes, from Google, right? Yes. See, I told you Google. See. Open API. Wow, a lot of things happening. But anyway, this is by Facebook. Meta. You see that Meta? Basically, the good thing about it is you can ask for only what you want and whatever you only want. So if I don't want tags, I don't need it. Okay? But yeah, I use GraphQL. So this is the backend interface, AD80 here. It runs on Java, Spring Boot. How much minutes am I in? Got 23 minutes. It's gonna be a long video, man. Anyway. Yeah. Function remove basket item here, boom, boom, boom. And yeah. Wait, no. What am I talking? Okay. So. Now we've got the front end done. Let's go a bit to the back end. Wait, let me show you the database first. So we got db.txt, mock data. It has an array. It's global. The array is accessible anywhere. So in index, the main page, I created this function called initialize data. We write a GQL query, query Bob. If we copy this, right, and put it in the if we put it there, I missed a bracket. We get this data. So this is our query. We run it. We expect this type, right? We expect the all product real. All product real. Basically, with this, I have two streams. I have some mock data from the Java, and this which comes from the database. So this comes from a hash map or an array in Java, hard-coded, and this product real comes from the MongoDB database. Okay, here we go. So yeah, for index all product. Yeah, so basically it runs a query and we get data. So if I show you the console, so there's GraphQL request, we get this data, right here. This is the data we get, data.allproducts.real. Well, we just technically data.allproducts.real. Basically this guy has a dot, then we go .allproducts.real and we can get anything now. No, now it's an array now, so we need to map it. Okay, cool. So now what we do is we loop through the length, right? Now these guys are saying, hey, look, this guy could be undefined because, you know, a request could fail. Use query automatically does this. It literally always does that automatically, right? So I put a failsafe again. If it's there, then do this. If it's not, just put 0. So basically stop it, right? So then we do index plus plus. We have an element. Basically it's data or products with this index. You know how for loop works, don't you? We log the element, then we create a small object to push. Now it's not iCatalog, it's iProducts, the guy that matches the database. Right. The one that matches the database. So iProducts. And we manually do title equals the element.title. Basically again it says it can always be undefined, so if it's there we do title, if not we give error. Benefit, if it's there we give benefit, if not we give error. Detail tag again, this is an array, same thing. And the UUID, I put the UUID algorithm here itself. Basically if it's there, do this, that, and then do dot replace on all that. Basically even if it's an error it will create you know, all this. Basically if it's an error, nothing is there, it will be error hyphen 0 hyphen error. That'll be our ID. And then we just push it. Yes, just push it to the data here. DB, the local DB, frontend DB. And then yeah, basically we need to call this everywhere. I could not put it in a higher level because in a higher level, this is the the store. Basically, yeah, I forgot to tell you the store, Redux store. We just put it here. It's a cool wrapper. Okay. So anyway, I couldn't put it here, the initialize function, because we haven't yet wrapped it in our client. I also need to get a higher wrapper and then put it here, which I could maybe phase 4, phase 7, phase 145. But yeah, we pass our client through here. Ideally, I would have wanted to put the function here so I don't have to repeat it everywhere else, but you know. Anyway, so that's the database. The structure, so clerk. You saw here, right? Sign in with clerk. Basically, it's a third party clerk. It's basically like Azure. You get a lot of cool stuff with it, genuinely. Even 2FA, you know. So I used it. Yeah. So basically, it has a sign-on feature. You can then access the email, you can get genuine ID tokens and all that, all for free. That's why I used it. I would have gone for Azure had they been free, but they're never free. I mean, they don't charge much, I'm just stingy. 15, can't spend much. I can't spend at all. But anyway, we got a cloak provider, we got our navbar, and we have our footer. And yes, I got the blur. I don't know why the footer can blur. It's odd. Oh my days, what the hell happened? Thank you. Giving me a heart attack. Yes, so we got footer here, right? So that's kind of the structure of the front end. This is our GraphQL URL. URI they call it. Yes, Neopolar client, boom, we got in-memory cache, so sometimes it gets bombed, but we got cache. Okay, so, yeah, okay. Another thing, let's move to the backend now. Boom, here, backend. Typical Spring Boot project, Java. I'm not going for C#. I tried it once, no. So, it's a Spring Boot app. Cool, there's a lot. So, basically for Spring Boot we have, many packages. So this guy is the old thing, this is a tutorial, so this is our main application. Don't ask about the name, again I told you I create small projects of what I'm gonna do, and I just use it. I can't change the name later on. It's like those embarrassing stuff you put when you're young anyway. So you have, this is the course error I did, I fixed. So I allowed this origin and along with this, okay? So profile local, I had to in the, here, right? I'm gonna change this password for your information. Yes, I'm gonna change it. Don't get smart. So, what did I just tell you? Local, yes, I had to put profile local. So it's kind of like in XGS. You have development, staging, local, production. I don't know about staging, but I think staging's there. So you got all those, okay? And yeah, basically this is the main place. This is where the application runs. So we have one controller. I have two controllers in this app for the database, a raw database controller, which I can talk to here, and the GraphQL controller, which you see where? Which you see here. Okay? So this is the GraphQL controller. I did not make this interface. It comes from the GraphQL package by Facebook, but what I did make is all the queries, schemas, and types. I didn't know this was there. Unbelievably nice. So there are two things you could do. So the first thing is a query. There are more, but the two most common ones are the query, what you use to get data. Now to manipulate data, use a mutation, right? Mutation, right? I think is it subscription? Yes, subscription, and what's the other one? But yeah, there's more stuff. But right now I haven't set up mutation. I have in the past, I know how to do it. That's maybe a phase 2 thing. To change, for example, I say, oh my god, no, that's not the price. It's not 100, it's 10p. Let me change it. I can't. Well, I technically can through that other rest. This guy. But yeah. Yeah. Where would I? So yes, this is the controller. GraphQL controller. So we have a product service. We have query mapping. So this is, again, I did a book thing with the author. And yeah. So we have query mapping and schema mapping. Types, and queries. So there were three main queries I used. The query mapping, product by ID. Now this, right, I created this like yesterday or something. Remember that big algorithm I showed in the way they just get from the title, they just change and the ID stuff. I'm gonna replace that with this, which is by far more efficient. You just make another GraphQL core, right? And we got query mapping. Basically I get all products. So this is the mock data. So as you can see in product, it's a record. Here, this is the static data, right? But merchandise, boom, 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 right? So I tried this morning a big thing to just try connect the real data to this, but that failed miserably, right? So what I just did, I just sent it from the REST to GraphQL. I didn't bunk GraphQL, I'll show you what I mean in a minute. Again, this is stuff I tried out, don't need those. Yes, get by ID. I get the ID, I stream filter, I filter it, and I just see does the UID equal the ID I want, and find first. Those, many could equal if the database is screwed up, right? And get all, I just returned every single file out here. And all products, again, I don't know the difference. It's probably something I tried. It's not colorful. No, yeah. So yeah, that's the product service. It's not used now, it was the mock data I used before. Okay, right now what I do is I have a database. So this is the old database, this is the old stuff which I don't use, so these are the two packages I use. So first it all starts from this. No, all from the Pojo. Is it Pojo? Is it some old Java object? Plain old Java object. Okay, so yeah, Pojo products. I create a document and product new. I have our data. We got an ID, title, benefit, details, tags, this, price, image, and currency. Yep, cool. And I have empty constructor. We have a new constructor here, which takes in these parameters and sets them accordingly. We have getters and setters for every single one of them. So that's the Pojo. I'm changing stuff, aren't I? Hopefully nothing goes wrong. Okay. And after that, we need to move on to the is it Pojo products? We will just say awesome product. No, this was the static data. No. Okay. Next, we need to move on to the service. Right? Technically, the repo. So this guy makes a connection with MongoDB. So MongoDB through here, we pass in our URI, and in the POM XML, you need to make sure not to have the sync data module. Remember, no sync. That's the guy that screwed me big time. You need this guy here. Right. Yep, this dependency. Okay, so we've got the repo, which is product repo, which extends this class, which has all these cool functions. We have product service. Now the service is the guy that does everything. He gets the repository, say, okay, get me everything. Okay, find me by this ID. I pass. Okay, save the product. Update the product. Okay, I'm gonna give you a new product. Change everything. Okay. Now the problem is you have to put everything. If you put no title, use our title, it won't work. You need to define new logic. Like basically, put if condition. If the title is just empty, don't replace it. Right, and we can delete product. So, and I put a controller, a REST controller. Right, get mapping. Boom. We got slugs here as well. Here. So that's what I'm gonna show you here. So, cool shirt. What do we want to call this? Let's call. In fact, I had a store. It's like a drone. So this is basically my code company, my code. It's for Crown bot. The bot's kind of dead, so it doesn't matter where the code goes. So this is my merchandise. Yes, I created this company. Sadly, I'm more like literally the only guy in it. But anyway, I pretend as if there are many. I mean, like, yeah. Open image, a new tab. Let's get this image. Oh my god, why is it so far? Okay, so we want to put an image here. Cool image, currency dollar, price, 100, description. Let's put some tags. So, cotton, hot, warm, good tags, detail. So let's put some HTML. H2, sizes. I'm not gonna lie, this is kind of annoying. H2 sizes. Let's get some sizes. Just copy. It's not gonna like it, isn't it? It's not gonna like it. It's not. What did I tell you? XL, XXL, extra small, super duper small. Okay, live with that. Okay, description, benefits. So people will stare at you as you walk by. Title, I think it's entity to code, ETC, jumper. Okay, let's post it. Boom, it's posted. Now let's check the database. Okay, refresh. Boom, it's in the database. Now here, if we want to edit it, we can edit it. Okay, we can view it in different formats, which is beautiful. Now I could have gone for a SQL database, but again, I would have had a lot of type stuff with the tables and everything. Okay, so yes. Now how do I link this with GraphQL? So as you can see, I have a product service. Guess what? I just called the service. So if we go back to the controller, query mapping, I do product service dot get all products, literally, and we got get all products here. It's literally there in the service. Find all. In find by ID too, I can do many stuff. You know what? Let's do find by ID as well. So if we go controller, query mapping. Come on, we need to edit. Okay, for get by ID DB. Okay, so product service. Yep, we need an argument. ID. Oh my god, what's wrong with you? Yeah, sure, forgot. Okay, technically it will always return. Let's... Nah, it won't. Okay, so to do this, we need to change the schema of GraphQL. Basically, this is all the types, all the type stuff. So, oh my god, there's too much crap open here. Product controller, this is what I want? Yes, this is what I want. Everyone else get lost. Get product. No. Where that? No. Oh my days, man. Give me a break. Get by IDDB. So we need to specify. This guy is going to return what? He's going to return a product. Just one product new. So it's the same thing, but GraphQL. I just want to keep it, simple. Cut the server. Start. Okay, let's go to the GraphQL. Query. What was it called? Sometimes it goes bonkers, isn't it? If I'd rather guessed. I know I'm just unnecessarily adding time. I apologize for that. Let me keep it quick. Query. Boom. Get by ID. Okay. What do I need? IMG. Variables ID. Get an ID of it. Wait, what ID are they talking about, by the way? Okay, they want the database ID. Casket. Okay, sure. So basically, pass into GQL query. What? Okay, I'm just wasting time here. Okay. Screw off. Mates, no thanks. Okay, so back to this, right? We've got how long are we going? 48 minutes, shit. Okay. So yes, these are the stuff. How do I connect it? Basically I call it. Okay, right? I call product service or good old product. That's how it goes, right? And in the database, I have a database with a collection called products. Kata stands for catalog products. We got everything here, okay? So I can import data, I can add data here, I could do a lot of stuff here. It's beautiful. So it should have changed the front end because we added new data. Boom. Look at that. Yes, and another 12 sizes became a H2, remember that? H2, yes. So that's a full stack application right there. Add to basket, Let's go home. I want the other one too. Who's this? That's Christoph Schneider. Boom, £200. I don't want the ETC jump anymore. Okay, something went wrong. It should be some caching error, which is the minor thing. Add to basket. Remove from basket. Boom, see, it works. Nothing to worry. And yeah, I think that's my project. Yeah. 40 minutes, though, Christ. 50 minutes, oh my god. So yeah, that's my project. Yeah. Full stack. Second thought, let me just push this to Git real quick. CD doc. Anyway, yeah. But yeah, this is my project. Hope it's cool.